You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. These were the last words spoken by Obi-Wan Kenobi in his final duel with Darth Vader in Episode 4, just before Luke witnessed him become one with the Force. So here's something to think about. What if Obi-Wan had survived that duel with Darth Vader? Hey Star Wars fans, this is Urban Acolyte TV and my name is Prince. One of the things I wanted to do with my channel is to make it a resource for people to get the latest news and updates in the Star Wars universe. So today is April 15th, 2016, and this is going to mark my first episode of Holonet Underground. Today's trending story in the Star Wars universe has to do with Peter Mayhew, the original actor cast as Chewbacca, and he tweeted out pictures of an early script from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. In the 3 pages of the script, it is revealed that Obi-Wan was originally going to survive his duel with Darth Vader by cutting a safety lock to a blast door to the hangar bay, which would have separated Obi-Wan from Vader. The 2 interesting things worth noting are that the script refers to Vader as a Sith Knight, which implies that the Sith may have been originally planned as a mirror to the Jedi. Another thing I'd like to point out is that Luke uses his lightsaber in that scene when he comes to save Obi-Wan from being ambushed by stormtroopers. Now some people are saying that Obi-Wan surviving his duel would have changed the entire story in the original trilogy. But I mean, is that true? I mean, when you think about it, Obi-Wan could still fulfill the role of mentor to Luke. Perhaps he might say that he's not strong enough to defeat Vader and the Emperor. He could still send Luke to Dagobah to study with Yoda. But I mean, honestly, we can't say how things could have changed had Obi-Wan survived because there's no way of knowing. I think if Luke had been able to spend more time with Obi-Wan, it could have had impacts on the events between Episodes 6 and 7. It would also have had a huge impact on the events between A New Hope and Empire, where Luke is basically running from Vader and seeking out anything related to the Jedi all on his own. And that's in the new Star Wars comic books, if you're wondering. But anyway, what do you think about Obi-Wan surviving in Episode 4? And how do you think it would have changed the story? But let's move on. Since we're talking about Obi-Wan's duel with Vader, we'll move on to the man himself, Anakin Skywalker, or well now, Darth Vader, and how he's going to appear in Rogue One. So according to FlickeringMyth.com, British actor Spencer Wilding was cast to play the iconic role in the latest Star Wars movie. And Wilding is primarily a stunt actor, and he has had small roles in Guardians of the Galaxy, Batman Begins, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, and Wrath of the Titans. Now, sources say that Wilding has been practicing dialogue on set, which means Vader will probably do more than just make a cameo on screen. And to answer a question I received earlier this week about James Earl Jones voicing Vader in Rogue One, well, it sounds like he'll come in later to put down his vocals. Well, this is all pretty exciting. I mean, we have Vader talking and probably doing stunts, and I really just can't wait to see what they do with Rogue One. And to keep on the topic of Rogue One, do you think there'll be a cameo by Han Solo in that movie? I mean, personally, I think you're too close to the time that Harrison Ford is playing Han Solo in Episode 4, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But as it turns out, MakingStarWars.net reports that Lucasfilm Disney has narrowed down their search for a young Han Solo, and they've narrowed it down to Alden Ehrenreich. Now, according to his Wikipedia entry, Ehrenreich was discovered by Steven Spielberg at a friend's bat mitzvah reception, and his biggest role to date was playing Hobie Doyle in Hail Caesar. I haven't seen any of his work, but that's not really saying much, as I really only watch Star Wars, superhero and kung fu movies, and documentary films about religion and world history, so I'm not exactly a film connoisseur or anything. I am going to admit that I've never heard of him, other than someone on the Collider Jedi Council mentioning his name a few times with other people up for that role. Honestly, I was sort of hoping that Taron Egerton would get the role just because I liked him in the Kingsman movie. I'm not really that enthused to see a Han Solo movie because, well, I'm all about the Force. I mean, I'm dressed like a Jedi, and I'm mostly interested in people who use the Force. But even still, if the folks at Lucasfilm can put together a good team to present a good story, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go see the Han Solo movie. What I'd like to know is how you all feel about this new Han Solo movie. How do you feel about Alden Ehrenreich playing young Han Solo? And do you even know who he is? So that's all I've got for this episode of Holonet Underground. I'm going to experiment with this in addition to my other content, and it's going to be my goal to eventually get these out to you all 5 days a week. So if you haven't subscribed already, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below to stay up to date on all the latest Star Wars news. And if you haven't seen my most recent video, make sure to check out the video on Pablo Hidalgo possibly confirming that Snoke is not Darth Plagueis. You can also check out this other video I did on Kylo Ren. So seriously, that's really all I've got for now. So y'all keep on breathing, and may the Force be with you. Bye.